one will leave a king. Introducing first, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, Cody East.
All right, fight fans, this is what we've been building to all evening. Cody East, one of our finalists for the King of Sparta heavyweight tournament, $10,000 on the line in this MMA fight. And Mr. East had to go through a number of rounds in order to make it here. We'll see how well he has weathered the proverbial storm.
Cody East, the #1 seed, gets the second round knockout in a fight tested in that first fight. And then Torgerson takes him in kickboxing the distance. Tough kid, took a lot of punishment from Cody. So, like you said, let's see how much Cody has in the tank. He'll have the weight advantage against Dustin Jacoby. And I think he's got to get a plan of getting Dustin to the ground, because right now, tonight, it doesn't look like anybody's on the same level as Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah, and a definite experience advantage, especially in MMA, for Mr. Cody East as well. And we heard in the post-fight interview for Mr. Dustin Jacoby, he hasn't been in an MMA fight in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It was so long you couldn't even
And
remember
his
how long.
opponent, fighting out of
It'll be
Larry
interesting
H.
to see
Miller
because-
Nissan on 104th, blue corner, Dustin Jacoby.
Cody's going to outweigh him by 35, 40 pounds. The question is, with those flying knees, you don't have to weigh 240 for those flying knees to take absorption.
That is for certain. And the size difference, I agree with you. Cody East going to probably want to try to get it to the mat, wear on his opponent, try to take some of that speed, athleticism away from Jacoby. We're presuming he's going to have a speed advantage. We talked about the height and the reach of Mr. Jacoby. He does such a nice job of using his long limbs. Quite often you'll see fighters that are taller, they have a height advantage, and they don't really use it as well as they could. Mr. East has none of those difficulties.
No, and I'll tell you what, one corner you don't want to mess with is Dustin Jacoby's corner. We got the Hurricane over there, the Camosi brothers. Are you kidding me?
And well, speaking of, I mean, that shows who he's in the gym with every day and the kind of training he's getting.
And that was my next point, which you beat me to it. I mean, when you're fighting with those guys day in and day out, I mean, Factory X is just cranking out champions over there. Jacoby has had fun tonight, but a serious tone for sure in this one. He knows he's up against it with East.
Once again, this is your Saratoga Casino main event. So I need everyone to get up out of your seats, raise those drinks high, and get wide out!
He's not pumped up, is he?
And look at him go.
Let's meet our fighters first. Fighting at the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, from Fort Morgan, Colorado, representing Factory X, Dustin the Honyak Jacoby!
I don't know if I've ever met anybody from Fort Morgan that's not tough.
And fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Nissan on 104th, blue corner, from Los Lunas, New Mexico, representing Jackson Week, Cody Freight Train East!
Referee Tim Mills, get these guys to the center for their final instructions for the final time this evening.
Questions red? Well, come up, gentlemen. Let's do it.
Well, we've been building toward this, JR, and it did not disappoint. Every one of these King of Sparta tournaments in the weight class has been outstanding, and the big fellas going at it tonight.
Hey, just touch him, let him flow.
Be interesting to see how this one goes and how if East wants to try to get this one to the ground. Stalking Jacoby.
Well, we saw East when he entered the ring doing a little bit of wrestler's duck walk there, so kind of showing, hey, I might be needing to put these wrestling skills to use.
And you see the size difference right off the bat. Big leg kick. You can see the 35, 40-pound difference that Cody East has on Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah, East just so heavy on those leg kicks. Really put him to great use in the Torgerson fight, but it's Jacoby that's able to get a knockdown with the leg kick. Well done by the Factory X fighter, and had no interest in going to the ground.
Nope, as soon as he got that done, he was back up and ready to roll. Nice jab got through by Jacoby, a big left after that leg kick. Jacoby fighting that off.
Yeah, able to shuck off the takedown. Good footwork and arm position on that.
He will likely fight light heavyweight when he returns to Glory or UFC if he decides to go that route, JR. So you can see how dangerous he can be at 205 pounds. Weighed in for about 210, 211 for this fight.
Yeah, barely have to do any cutting in order to make that 205-pound limit, but quite the nice prize on the line tonight.
So. Oh, absolutely, 10K. 10 grand for the winner of this fight.
Nice overhand right there by East. He was ready for that. He said, I'll kind of set my leg out there, take that kick, and fire off at the counter.
So you can see Cody East is quick, but Jacoby is a lot quicker. He went with that flying knee, and Cody East almost got a hold of it.
Yep. See if that makes Jacoby think about doing it again. Diving for the takedown. There was no setup. That was, I'm going to go ahead and call it a bit of a desperation shot. And we've got some swelling and some blood over the left eye of East. I think maybe that flying knee actually made some contact. Oh, and another blistering leg kick.
Well, not a good sign for Cody East when you see Jacoby able to sprawl out and avoid that takedown, because I thought that would be his only chance is getting this fight to the ground. So far, Jacoby's been up to the challenge.
Yeah, we talked about how we felt that there was going to be a speed advantage for Jacoby, and he is putting that to use here in round one.
Jacoby going up top with that kick and really just getting off quicker. He fought less rounds, and he's a quicker fighter coming in. Big leg kick there by Cody East.
And if I was East corner, I'd like to see more of those.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about Jacoby trying to grab hold of you when you throw that kick, and he's not going to try to work for the takedown. So, you know, utilize that weapon and basically have no fear of what would be the typical or the common counter to it.
Again, both fighters being careful because both have the power to end this thing. Both respect each other quite a bit. Boom. Big overhand right. Blood now coming out. Cody East going for that takedown. Jacoby so far able to get away from it.
Jacoby, good job with his footwork and his balance. Has his back against the cage. Underhooking on the left arm.
Using his length big time. Jacoby able to avoid that takedown and just peppering away. That's 3 times that Cody's now tried to go in for that 2-leg takedown and get that takedown, unable to do so, JR.
No success with it. And starting to wear a bit of a blood red mask is Mr. East. Jacoby going to work.
Going downstairs and then back upstairs, so he's varying his attack quite a bit.
1 minute, Jacoby. He's going to try to shoot again.
Action slows down a minute. Again, 5-minute rounds here in MMA, different from earlier in the evening.
And you are allowed to use the point of the elbow as a striking weapon. When your opponent's standing, you can knee to the head.
The jab is just taking Cody East back and keeping him from attacking and landing anything. He's thrown some big punches, but has come up with air so far.
And that's what we talked about with Jacoby having that reach and that speed advantage. A lot of fighters don't utilize it as they should. No such difficulties for Mr. Jacoby doing exactly what he should with that reach advantage.
Fired off 3 or 4 jabs there. Cody came back with a big punch, missed.
2-1, 2-1.
Only about 10 seconds left. This is a 10-second clacker. We're going to go to round number 2. And boy, if you're in Jacoby's corner, you're pretty happy with how round number 1 went, especially with the stuffing of the takedowns, because like we said, we believed if East was going to have success, that's where it would be. And so far, Jacoby able to keep that from happening.
Yeah, getting it to the ground, I thought was his chance so far. 3 opportunities to do so. And that's the biggest thing mentally, because then you start thinking mentally, okay, what can I do with this guy who's obviously on fire tonight with his striking, with his flying tactics.
Yep.
I got to give him to the ground. And then when you're stuffed the first 3 times, you start questioning yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it drains a ton of energy. It takes so much. And, you know, we're in a position here where this is, even though the first couple of fights went pretty well for him, we're still in the 3rd fight of the night for Mr. East. I mean, Mr. Jacoby as well, of course. But, you know, we're speaking of how much energy is being put out. And boy, to miss a takedown, that's a ton of energy.
Yeah, and to be able, you think that's, you're counting on it. I mean, that's the one thing you're counting on if you get to that point.
Seconds out, round number 2.
I think his corner forgot his chair.
They know where it is for next time.
Yep.
Speed, DJ, speed.
All right, round 2. 3 5-minute rounds. 10 grand on the line for the winner. Jacoby takes that first round. We'll see what Cody East has in this second round. So far, not able to get Jacoby to the ground. Nice
and
leg
a
kick.
Brutal leg kick.
Yeah.
That was just absolutely thunderous. Jacoby's leg kicks are faster and they have a little bit more slap to them. But my goodness, when East lands, it is just something vicious.
Absolutely.
Jab there.
And speaking of the leg kicks of Mr. Jacoby, we see the reddening of the inside and the outside of the lead leg on East. So Jacoby doing good work on both sides.
Cody
Ooh,
with that snap front kick, scoring.
landed well.
Jacoby looking for that left jab to get through and follow with that overhand right as he's flicking that jab out. East is pretty bloody. He's
He's
taking
getting
some big
bloodied up
shots.
again. Yep, it didn't take long. His corner cleaned him up well between rounds. I was impressed when he came out. Didn't seem to have any leaking of any cheese, so to speak. And he's been opened up again here early in the second.
Big left hook misses by East by just a little bit. Jacoby was able to bounce out of there and then following up with an overhand right there. East is trying to find a way to get inside of that long reach of Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah, and Jacoby doing a nice job starting to put his combinations together here. Ooh, another brutalizing leg kick out. But Jacoby has a really nice read on his opponent and on the distance now, and he's starting to put his combinations together.
And as this fight goes on, East's power is going to decrease just because you don't have the energy. But there's a lot of snap to that front kick.
Seven's there.
The jab's doing a lot of damage, JR.
And like we talked about in the heavyweight division, it doesn't take but a single technique in order to absolutely change the course of a fight.
Jacoby going upstairs with the kick. The flexibility and the ease with which he does it.
Yeah,
impressive.
There's no wind-up. There's no having to lean out of it.
East hauled off with a big shot and missed it, left himself open. Able to recover, however.
We talked about those takedowns taking a lot of energy. Something a lot of folks don't realize is when you miss a punch or when you miss a kick and you have to contract your whole body in order to bring everything back onto center line, that's an incredibly draining experience as well.
Absolutely.
Low. He's good. He's good.
And the referee's calling timeout, and Jacoby's saying, I don't want timeout. I want to fight.
Yeah, took a little bit of a low shot there. He's just walking it off a minute. Cody East is breathing a little bit harder, I think.
He's good, man. Jacoby.
And so referee Tim Mills, and the reason he did that, even though Jacoby didn't feel injured, didn't want him to stop, is the referee still has to warn the fighter that had the rules infraction. He has to go over to East and he has to say, you're in charge of your weapons, no more low blows.
Oh, big shot there. You saw the blood spatter out from the back of Cody East. You saw it just splatter over his shoulder.
We're going to have some cameramen around the cage with some blood on their lenses.
See, that's what they call going home with the souvenir, JR.
I think Jacoby's setting up a head kick, starting to dip down just a little bit, like he's ready to spring up with some power, possibly another flying knee. Certainly had success with those this evening.
Well, those right now.
Slip, and let's see how Jacoby decides to deal with this.
Going with the hammer fist, going down.
Not going to go into the guard.
No,
not going to engage him on the ground. He's going to say, hey, if I can land some shots from being here standing above you, I'll do so, but I have no interest in being down on the mat.
Probably a smart thing to do.
Oh, agreed, 100%. And Jacoby invites him back to standing.
The only way you could possibly lose this fight is to get on the ground and have something happen. Why take it there? No reason to.
Yeah, smart fight by Jacoby. It really has been the tale of the jab for Jacoby.
He's just too quick for East to get to. I mean, great form on that takedown, but he's just not there.
Yeah, for basically, almost fighting a weight class up. Speaking of Mr. Jacoby, like you said, he has so much power for somebody that only weighs 210 pounds. Hits like a heavyweight, but moves like a light heavyweight or even lighter.
And especially with those 4-ounce gloves on, JR, there's not a lot of protection there. And we know that going in. But to see somebody that's that much lighter inflict the damage that he's doing tonight's impressive.
About 20 seconds left here in round number 2, and so far it's been all one-way traffic in favor of Mr. Jacoby.
Yeah, Cody's a bloody mess right now, just getting pounded.
Jacoby
with a big overhand
right hand.
Oh, just pounding away.
He's taking some hard shots.
And the sprawling still. The sprawling by Jacoby and the hammer fists.
All right, end of round number 2, and coming up just wearing a bloody mask is Cody East. I think it's primarily coming out of his nose. Doc Alex, best in the business, going to go in there, take a look at it, make sure it's not something that basically what he looks for is this damage that if we let the fight continue, it would cause long-term health effects on the person. He doesn't see that if he's like, it's a cut, but people believe we're fighters, that's what happens. He'll let it go on.
That bloody nose, I think most of that blood's coming from the nose, Jared.
Agreed.
Absolutely right. You may have a little bit of action in there, a little cut as well on the bridge of the nose or on the eye, above the eye maybe.
And I saw Doc Alex give a look at the referee referencing Mr. East, and he just said he's good, so.
Give it up. I mean, his right eye is almost swollen shut, JR.
And look at Jacoby just ready to meet him in the center of the cage. Third and final round. King of Sparta Heavyweight Series.
Hey, feel it, Jacoby, feel it.
Cody East, number 1 seed.
Dustin Jacoby, number 3 seed.
Go, chap, go.
Jacoby's done a great job with defense, JR, and I think that's been the biggest key to the fight because mentally it can drain you.
Yeah, defense and distance management. He just has put those two things together. We talk so often about how wrestlers with a great wrestling background, you have the ability to control where the fight happens. Well, Jacoby here, and another unfortunate low blow on that one, had some effect.
Yeah, that one caught him.
But what I was going to say was Jacoby, with his defense and with his distant management, is able to keep this fight exactly where he wants it, the way that we're typically talking about what wrestlers are able to do. And Jacoby doing it with his fists, his footwork.
I think they're taking a point, too.
See when he gets over here if we can hear him. Yeah, -1 point for the groin kick, so.
Jacoby knows that that's not on purpose. I mean, it's just one of those
Yeah.
things that happens. I mean, Cody East is as clean as they come. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but it's something that happened again,
Yep.
so the referee does have to address it.
Second time in this fight.
Good front kick by East.
Yeah, all speed, Jacoby. Speed, go. 1, 2, come on.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. I think it's primarily blood from the nose.
Walk in there.
And this is the kind of fight, too, where Cody East still has enough power. If he gets off a shot, you got to be careful here for Jacoby. You've had the fight go your way the entire time. No sense in doing anything foolish with a guy that outweighs you by 40 pounds.
You know, these heavyweights, if they're slip and falling over and their hand happens to clip you, they'll take you out of the fight.
Are you surprised that Dustin's been able to keep this fight on the feet?
No, not really. I expected him to have the speed advantage, and I thought that it would play out, that the speed would be something that helped him have success.
Little flurry by Cody East, trying just about everything now because he's down on the scorecards, and he knows he needs a knockout to try to win this thing.
Yeah, I am surprised a little bit. I mean, we've obviously seen the takedown attempts from East and a nice right hand there from East, but I am surprised he hasn't been a little more diligent in trying more takedown attempts.
Couple jabs, overhand left, the right missed by Jacoby. The blood's starting to be a factor, and Cody East's right eye is almost shut.
And the corner of Jacoby calling for combinations. He was starting to put them together more late in the second round, and his corner asking him to go back to that. And I think that's a wise tactic, especially as East is starting to tire and wear a little bit.
Nice short right by Jacoby. East faked that Superman punch. Just nobody there when he's trying to load up and go for it. The hand speed.
Yeah, and again, it's that distance management by Jacoby. Just able to keep this fight exactly where he wants it, which is East out on the end of his punches.
Good. Oh, God. He's going to keep lunging, Jacoby, so we draw it out of him.
He's still coming forward, trying to find it, but that left jab has just been lethal all
Such
fight
a
long.
blistering jab.
After a while, you're just eating it. There it was again.
It's like watching George St. Pierre versus Josh Koscheck all over again.
Back to the center. Now turn. Now keep him there. 90 seconds.
Just can't defend that left jab. It's just coming in almost every single time, finding the button.
About a minute and a half left.
There's those jabs again, 3 of them in a row. Quick, there's that
Now
overhand
he
right
puts the
coming.
right hand behind it.
There's the left again, one more time. That left has landed many, many times in this fight.
Man, and just look at the hands of Jacoby. They're just bloodied up from the work that he's done on East. Oh, gracious.
1 minute.
And a smart fighter, able to duck out of the way, doesn't want to get in the way of those big meat paws. Ooh, big right hand. Big right hand by,
around the head.
Yeah, Dustin Jacoby.
Yep. Open. Unfortunately, slipping in the blood a little bit is East.
Hey, stay tight. You got short. Jacoby, we got 30 seconds. Go.
Jacoby measuring.
30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
Tight guard there. Tight guard against the cage. He's looking for the big one.
Where Cody East has continued to pursue all around the ring.
Big knee there for East.
Go. 20.
That's what I'm surprised we haven't seen more of from Mr. East, is try to step in and close that range.
Back up.
He's taking a lot of punishment coming in from those jabs.
Tried to go for the cartwheel kick, did East. Talk about leaving it all out there. Oh, gracious.
Wow. That's a long 5 minutes, JR.
My goodness. Well, especially considering that there was a point taken, pretty easy for us to determine who our new King of Sparta heavyweight champion is.
Yep.
We'll wait for Mo to give us the official word. Checking out things on the replay here, and just, again, distance management, using the jab. They call it the most underutilized technique in mixed martial arts, and Jacoby showed
Ladies
that
and
when you
gentlemen, we
put
have
it
the
together
final
right.
4 donation ticket winners.
Well, the King of Sparta
9-8.
tournament has certainly lived up to the expectations in the building, because we've seen LT Smash Nelson win it twice, and Dustin Jacoby putting on a clinic.
Yeah, and we're watching that clinic here. There's the very end of the fight as East, to our delight, went for the cartwheel kick there. Didn't have any success with it, but I'm going to say we do appreciate the effort. Jacoby saying, hey, there's literally seconds left. I'm not going to make a mistake here. Let me just back out of the way.
The amount of blood on the mat is substantial.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce your King of Sparta winner, one more round of applause for these two warriors! Here to present the belt is two-time King of Sparta, LT Smash Nelson!
Smash. Great
And
name.
after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Mason and Judge Hilzebeck scored 30-26, and Judge Ayala scored 30-24, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and the new King of Sparta, Dustin the Hanyan Jacoby!
Congratulations, Factory X. They have another champion in Dustin Jacoby. For Todd Romero, I am J.R. Gordon. We are here for Sparta Sports and Entertainment. Thank you for having joined us for the King of Sparta Heavyweight Series. And get a couple of sponsors thanked here at the end, and then Bailey Winters gets to interview our winner of the tournament one more time, Dustin Jacoby. Congratulations, sir. We will see our fight fans cage side next time.
I'm here now with your new King of Sparta, Dustin Jacoby. Dustin, you won a boxing fight, a kickboxing fight, and finally an MMA fight. 3 fights in one night. How's it feel to get that belt wrapped around your waist?
It feels awesome, you know, especially as a middleweight coming up here to heavyweight and competing. I'll probably be moving to 205. Speed kills, man. I'm just a lot quicker than these big guys. And hats off to all my opponents and Cody too, dude. My hands probably hurt worse than his face.
One of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen. I got a little blood on me sitting ringside too, but a beautiful performance the whole way through. Like you said, you typically fight at 185. You fought the heavyweight tournament tonight. What made you want to fight at this higher weight class?
I couldn't get a fight. Fighters, they don't want to fight, and to be honest, you know, I'm at a level right now where promoters don't want to pay, and I just needed to fight. I just needed something. It's been almost 2 years. I had a fight back in March. The guy fell down the stairs moments before we were supposed to fight. And it's like, you know, what the hell, man? What do I got to do? And I got to fight, so I'm looking forward to what's next.
An incredible performance all night long. What can we expect next from you?
You know, I don't know. I think there's a good chance I might get signed by a big promotion, but we'll see what's up.
I know there's probably some people you want to thank tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, my wife. She's incredible. She's been with me since my very first amateur fight, and my family. My team at Factory X, our coach Mark Montoya, our leader, Brian Camozzi, Chris Camozzi, Coach Busy, man. I couldn't have done it without them, and they're my ride or die, man. When I step in there, I know they're on my back, and it's like, let's throw down.
Beautiful performance all night long. Congratulations, you're King of Sparta, everyone. Dustin Jacoby.
Heavyweight!